Hello and welcome to the English Listening Practice Podcast from English Pod Studio. This is a place where you can listen to clear English, practice your listening skills, and also learn useful ideas for your own life. My name is Emma, and today I want to talk with you about something that every English learner struggles with at some point: motivation. Learning English is not always easy. At the beginning, it can feel exciting. You learn new words, you start to understand conversations, and you feel proud of your progress. But after some time, many learners begin to feel tired. Maybe you study hard for a few weeks, and then you stop. Maybe you feel like you are not improving, even though you are putting in effort. Or maybe your daily life is so busy that you don't have the energy to continue. This is very normal. Everyone who learns a language experiences this problem. The good news is that you can learn how to stay motivated. Motivation is not something that comes by chance. Motivation is something you can create for yourself. So today, let's explore how you can keep your motivation strong while learning English. I will share some simple but powerful ideas that you can use in your own learning journey. Let's begin with the first idea. Remember your why. Ask yourself, why am I learning English? For some people, it is for their career. Maybe they want a better job, or they need English for business. For others, it is for travel, to feel free and confident in another country. Some people want to connect with friends or enjoy movies and books in English. When you remember your reason, you will feel more energy to continue. If your reason is strong, your motivation will be strong too. So take a moment, write it down, and remind yourself often. The second idea is to set clear and realistic goals. Motivation becomes weak when our goals are too big or too far away. For example, if your goal is, I want to speak English perfectly, that goal is not clear and it feels impossible. Instead, set small goals that you can reach step by step. For example, I will learn 10 new words this week, or I will watch one short video in English every day. These goals are realistic, and when you achieve them, you feel success. That success will give you motivation to continue. The third idea is make English part of your daily life. If English is something you only study once a week, it will feel heavy and difficult. But if English becomes a normal part of your life, it will feel easier. You can listen to music in English, watch short videos, read a few pages of a book, or talk to yourself in English. Small daily contact with the language makes it more natural, and it keeps you motivated without too much pressure. The fourth idea is to track your progress. Sometimes learners stop because they feel like they are not improving, but often they just don't notice their progress. Try to keep a record of what you do. Write down new words you learn. Record your voice once a month and compare. When you see your own progress, even if it is small, it gives you motivation to continue. And the fifth idea for today is reward yourself. Motivation grows when you feel good about your effort. For example, after you complete a study goal, give yourself a small reward. It could be a piece of chocolate, a short break, or watching your favorite show. When your brain connects learning with positive feelings, it will want to continue. Motivation is like a fire. If you don't give it fuel, the fire will slowly die. But if you add fuel every day, even small pieces, the fire will keep burning. Now, let's go deeper and explore some more strategies that will help you keep going, even when learning feels difficult. One of the biggest challenges in learning English is dealing with difficult days. There will be times when you feel tired, when you don't have enough time, or when you feel like you are not improving at all. These days are normal, but what really matters is how you respond to them. The key is to keep moving, even in small ways. For example, if you don't have energy to study grammar, just listen to a short English song or repeat a few sentences. Even small actions help you maintain the habit and keep your motivation alive. Another important idea is to build a routine. Motivation becomes stronger when you connect English learning to your daily schedule. For example, you can decide to listen to English every morning during breakfast or study 10 minutes before going to bed. When it becomes a routine, you don't need to think too much about it. It becomes automatic, like brushing your teeth. The less you need to fight with yourself, the easier it is to stay motivated. A very powerful way to stay motivated is to connect with other learners. Learning alone can sometimes feel boring or heavy, but when you share your journey with others, you feel supported. You can join an online group, a class, or even just find one friend to practice with. When you see other people working hard, it gives you energy. You also feel responsible to keep going because you don't want to give up when others are watching. This kind of positive pressure can help you stay consistent. Now, let's talk about the role of celebrating small victories. Many learners focus only on the big goal, like becoming fluent, and they ignore the small successes along the way. But every new word you learn, every time you understand a sentence, and every time you speak without fear, these are all victories. If you celebrate them, you will feel proud, and that pride becomes motivation to continue. So don't wait until you are fluent to celebrate. Celebrate every step forward. Another useful idea is to make learning fun. If English feels like a boring subject, it will be very difficult to stay motivated. But if you find ways to enjoy it, you will naturally want to continue. For example, you can watch movies, listen to podcasts, or read books that you enjoy. You can play games, sing songs, or learn jokes in English. When learning is fun, motivation comes naturally, and you don't feel like you are forcing yourself. Sometimes, learners lose motivation because they compare themselves with others. They think, that person speaks better than me, or I will never be as good as them. This kind of comparison is very dangerous for motivation. Remember, your journey is your own. Everyone learns at a different speed, and that's okay. Instead of comparing, look at your own progress. Are you better today than yesterday? Are you improving compared to last year? If the answer is yes, then you are moving forward. One more important point is to take care of your energy. Motivation is not just about the mind, it is also about the body. If you are always tired, stressed, or unhealthy, it will be hard to learn. That's why it's important to sleep well, eat well, and take breaks. A clear and healthy mind has more motivation. Sometimes the best way to keep learning is not to push harder, but to rest and recharge. Finally, remember that motivation comes and goes, but discipline keeps you moving. Some days you will feel inspired and excited, but other days you will not. On those days, discipline is what helps you continue. If you have built good habits and a routine, you can keep moving even when your motivation is low. And after a while, motivation usually returns. Motivation is not about never feeling tired or discouraged. It is about learning how to restart again and again. Every time you restart, you become stronger. Every time you continue after a hard day, you prove to yourself that you can do it. So far, we have talked about many ideas. We began with the importance of remembering your reason, setting small goals, making English part of your daily life, tracking your progress, and giving yourself small rewards. Then we discussed how to deal with difficult days, how to build routines, how to connect with others, how to celebrate small victories, and how to make learning fun. We also talked about avoiding comparisons, taking care of your energy, and balancing motivation with discipline. Now, let's bring everything together and think about how you can use these ideas in your daily life. The first practical step is to create your own motivation plan. Take a notebook and write down your why, the reason you want to learn English. Then, write 3 small goals for this week. Keep them simple and clear. For example, I will watch 1 English video every evening, or I will learn 5 new words and use them in sentences. Having a written plan gives you direction, and it helps you remember what to do when you feel lazy or tired. The second step is to find one daily habit. Choose one thing you can do every single day, even if it's very small. Maybe you read 1 page in English. Maybe you listen to a short podcast while walking. Maybe you write 1 sentence in a journal. It doesn't matter how small it is. What matters is that you do it every day. Over time, these small habits create big results. The third step is to measure and celebrate. At the end of the week, look back at what you did. Did you complete your goals? Did you keep your habit? If yes, celebrate. Give yourself a small reward, smile, and feel proud. If not, don't be upset. Just ask, what can I do better next week? Motivation grows when you celebrate success and learn from failure. The fourth step is to use variety. Motivation becomes weak if you always do the same thing, so mix different methods. One day, watch a video. Another day, read a story. Another day, speak with a friend. Changing the activity keeps your brain interested, and it stops you from feeling bored. The fifth step is to be patient with yourself. Learning English is not a race, it is a journey. Sometimes the journey is fast, sometimes slow. What matters is that you keep walking. Even if you move slowly, you are still moving forward. Patience is one of the strongest forms of motivation because it helps you continue without pressure. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. Staying motivated is not just about learning English. It is also about building confidence in yourself. Every time you keep going, you prove to yourself that you are strong. Every time you continue after a mistake, you show yourself that you are brave. And every time you reach a goal, you remind yourself that you are capable. Motivation is not only about language, it is about personal growth. Before we end, let me share a few encouraging thoughts with you. If you are listening to this podcast right now, it means you are already motivated. You care about your English. You are taking action, and that action is what will bring you results. So the next time you feel tired or discouraged, remember this. Motivation is not something you wait for. Motivation is something you create. You create it by knowing your reason, setting small goals, making daily habits, and celebrating your progress. You create it by being patient, staying connected, and enjoying the process. Even on the hardest days, you can always take one small step, and that step will keep you moving forward. So keep learning, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself. Your English journey is unique, and your progress is real. Stay motivated, stay curious, and remember, every word you learn is another key that opens a new door in your life. Thank you so much for listening to this episode from English Pod Studio. I hope these ideas inspire you to continue learning with energy and confidence. Keep going, because you are doing something amazing. Until next time, take care, stay motivated, and never stop learning.